Alex never believed in curses. He was 29 years old and worked as a freelance photographer in a small town in Oregon. Most of his days were spent driving across lonely roads, taking pictures of abandoned buildings, forgotten churches, and places that people no longer cared about. Old places fascinated him. Every broken window seemed to hide a story. Every empty hallway felt like a doorway into another time. That obsession eventually led him to the place that changed everything. It happened during a cold autumn afternoon. The sky was gray. The wind carried dead leaves across the road. Alex was returning from a photography trip when he noticed a narrow dirt path leading into a dense forest. He had never seen the path before. Curiosity pulled him toward it. After driving for nearly 20 minutes through the trees, he found an old Victorian house standing alone among the woods. The structure looked abandoned for decades. Dark vines covered the walls. Many windows were shattered. The front porch leaned slightly to one side. Yet something about the house felt strangely alive. Alex grabbed his camera and approached. The front door was already open. A foul smell drifted from inside. The air felt colder near the entrance. For a brief moment he considered leaving. Then curiosity won. He stepped inside. Dust floated through the air. The floor creaked beneath his boots. Furniture lay scattered throughout the rooms. Rotting wallpaper peeled from the walls. Everything looked untouched for years. Alex spent nearly an hour taking photographs. Every room offered something unusual. A rocking chair facing a blank wall. A dining table set for people who never arrived. Portraits with faces scratched away. As he explored deeper into the house, he discovered a staircase leading to the second floor. The moment he placed his foot on the first step, a strange sensation crawled through his body. It felt as though someone was watching him. Not from behind, not from another room, but from somewhere impossibly close, almost inside his own head. He ignored the feeling and continued upward. The second floor was darker. Most of the windows were covered by thick curtains. At the end of a narrow hallway stood a single door. Unlike every other door in the house, this one appeared untouched. No scratches, no decay, no dust. Alex slowly pushed it open. Inside was a large bedroom. The room was empty, except for one object, a massive mirror. It stood nearly 8 feet tall. Its frame was carved from black wood, covered with strange symbols. The glass itself appeared perfectly clean, as if someone polished it every day. Alex approached carefully. His reflection stared back at him. At first, everything seemed normal. Then something happened. For less than a second, his reflection smiled. Alex did not. His heart skipped. He blinked. The reflection returned to normal. He laughed nervously. Maybe it was a trick of the light. Maybe he was tired. He raised his hand. The reflection copied him. Everything seemed fine. Still, the strange moment lingered in his mind. He took several photographs of the mirror. As he lowered his camera, he noticed something odd near the frame. An old piece of paper, folded beneath one corner. He picked it up. The paper was yellow with age. Written across it were only a few words. "Do not look into the mirror after midnight." Alex frowned. Someone was probably trying to create a spooky legend. He folded the paper and slipped it into his pocket. Before leaving the room, he glanced at the mirror one last time. For a moment, he thought he saw a dark figure standing behind his reflection. He turned immediately. The room was empty. When he looked back at the glass, the figure was gone. A chill ran down his spine. He decided it was time to leave. Back at home, he uploaded the photographs to his computer. Most looked normal, until he opened the images of the mirror. Every photograph contained something strange. A shadow, a shape, a face, different in each picture. Yet none of those things had been present in the room. Alex zoomed in. The figures looked almost human. but their eyes were completely black. His stomach tightened. A logical explanation had to exist. Camera glitches, lighting issues, anything. Yet deep down he felt uneasy. Later that evening, he searched online for information about the abandoned house. After hours of searching, he finally found an old newspaper archive. The article was nearly 70 years old. According to the report, the house once belonged to a wealthy collector named Henry Graves. People described him as intelligent but deeply disturbed. He spent years collecting rare antiques from around the world. One item received special attention: a large black framed mirror. Neighbors claimed strange things began happening after Henry brought it home. Visitors reported hearing voices. Servants quit without explanation. Several people vanished. Eventually, Henry himself disappeared. His body was never found. The house remained abandoned ever since. Alex leaned back in his chair. The story sounded ridiculous, yet he could not stop thinking about the mirror. Around midnight, he finally went to bed. Sleep came quickly. In the dream, he stood inside the abandoned bedroom. The mirror towered before him. The glass appeared darker than before, like a doorway into endless darkness. Something moved within it. Shapes, faces, hands, hundreds of them pressing against the inside surface, trying desperately to escape. Then he saw himself. Another Alex stood inside the mirror. The double smiled. Slowly it raised a finger and pointed behind him. Alex turned. A tall figure stood in the darkness. Its body was unnaturally thin. Its arms stretched almost to the floor. Its face had no eyes, only a massive grin. The creature rushed toward him. Alex woke instantly. Sweat covered his body. His bedroom was dark. The clock beside his bed read 3:01 a.m. His heart pounded. The dream felt too real. He sat up and reached for a glass of water. Then he froze. Across the room stood a mirror attached to his closet door. Something moved inside it. Alex stared. A dark shape crossed behind his reflection. He spun around. Nothing stood behind him. When he looked back, the mirror appeared normal. He did not sleep again that night. The next morning, he convinced himself it was stress, nothing more. Still, the unease remained. Days passed. Strange things began happening. Small things at first. Objects changing position. Doors opening on their own. Whispers heard from empty rooms. Alex tried ignoring it. Then the reflections started changing. Sometimes he would catch them moving differently. A blink too slow. A smile too long. A head turning at the wrong moment. Each incident lasted only seconds, yet they became more frequent. One evening, while brushing his teeth, he glanced at the bathroom mirror. His reflection continued brushing. Alex had already stopped. For 2 horrifying seconds, the reflection moved independently. Then it matched him again. Alex stumbled backward. His hands trembled. That night, he covered every mirror in the apartment with blankets. He felt ridiculous doing it, but it helped. At least until the scratching began. Shortly after midnight, a faint sound echoed through the apartment. Scratch, scratch, scratch. The noise came from the bathroom. Alex grabbed a flashlight and approached. The scratching continued. Slow, steady, patient. His throat felt dry. He pushed open the bathroom door. The blanket covering the mirror had fallen. The glass was exposed. Across its surface appeared a message, written from the inside, "Not your reflection." Alex stared in disbelief. His pulse hammered in his ears. Then another sentence slowly formed beneath the first. "It's learning." The letters appeared one by one, as if an invisible finger was writing them. Alex backed away. Every instinct screamed at him to run. Suddenly, the reflection inside the mirror lifted its hand. Alex had not moved. The reflection smiled. Its grin stretched wider than any human mouth could. Then the bathroom light exploded. Darkness swallowed the room. Alex ran. He fled the apartment and spent the night in a motel several miles away. Marcus. Together they searched the apartment. Nothing seemed unusual. No message, no damage, no evidence. Marcus assumed Alex was suffering from exhaustion. Alex almost believed him, until they entered the bathroom. The mirror reflected both men, but something else stood between them. A tall, shadowy figure. Marcus saw only himself. Alex saw the creature, its black eyes locked onto his. Its grin widened. Then it vanished. Alex knew he was not imagining things anymore. Something had attached itself to him. Something connected to the mirror. Something that wanted more than fear. That night, Alex returned to the abandoned house. Rain poured from the sky. Thunder rolled above the forest. He carried a flashlight and a handgun, not because he thought bullets would help, but because holding the weapon made him feel less helpless. The house waited exactly as before, silent, dark, watching. He climbed the stairs, walked down the hallway, and entered the bedroom. The mirrors still stood there, perfect, untouched, waiting. The surface shimmered softly, almost like water. Alex stepped closer. Then he noticed something impossible. The reflection inside the glass was not him. It was another version of him. Its clothing was stained with blood. Its face looked thinner. Its eyes completely black. The double smiled. Slowly it raised a hand, then pressed its palm against the inside of the mirror. A deep cracking sound echoed through the room. The glass began to fracture. Thin black lines spread across the surface. The smile on the double's face grew wider, and from somewhere beyond the mirror, something started knocking. The knocking continued. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Thud, thud, thud. Each impact made the fractured mirror tremble. Alex stood frozen. The blood-stained version of himself remained on the other side of the glass, smiling, watching, waiting. The cracks spread farther across the surface. Tiny black lines crawled through the reflection like veins. The room seemed darker than before. Even the beam from Alex's flashlight looked weak. The knocking suddenly stopped. Silence filled the bedroom. For several seconds, nothing moved. Then the double inside the mirror opened its mouth. At first, no sound came out. Only darkness. A darkness deeper than any shadow Alex had ever seen. Then a whisper emerged. Alex heard his own voice. Run. His blood turned cold. The reflection had spoken. Not only that, it had spoken with his exact voice. The smile vanished from the double's face. Fear appeared in its eyes. Real fear, as though it was warning him. Run. The word came again, louder this time. Before Alex could react, another sound erupted from inside the mirror. A roar. Not human, not animal. Something ancient, something wrong. The entire mirror shook violently. A huge shape moved through the darkness behind the double. Alex stumbled backward. The blood-stained version of himself suddenly slammed both hands against the glass. Run. The mirror exploded. Black shards flew across the room. Alex threw himself to the floor. The roar echoed throughout the house. Moment, everything went silent. Alex slowly looked up. The mirror frame still stood, but the glass was gone. Only darkness remained inside. Not empty space, not a wall. An endless black void, like a doorway leading somewhere impossible. Then something emerged. A hand. Long, pale fingers reached through the opening. The skin looked stretched over bone. Another hand followed. Then another, and another. Too many hands. Dozens of them clawed their way out. Alex jumped to his feet and ran. Behind him came scraping sounds. The hands dragged something larger toward the opening. Something trying to escape. Alex sprinted down the hallway. The entire house groaned around him. Floorboards cracked. Doors slammed shut. Whispers filled the darkness. Hundreds of voices speaking at once. Some begged for help. Some screamed. Others laughed. He raced down the staircase and burst through the front door. Rain struck his face. He ran to his truck. The engine started immediately. The moment he drove away, he looked back. The house stood silent among the trees. No movement, no lights, no sign that anything had happened. Yet deep inside, he knew something had escaped. Something was free now, and it knew who he was. The following morning, Alex barely remembered driving home. Exhaustion consumed him. He locked every door, closed every curtain, and sat on the couch, trying to convince himself that none of it had been real. But reality returned quickly. His phone began ringing. The caller ID showed Marcus. Marcus sounded terrified. His voice trembled. Alex, what the hell is happening? Alex sat upright. Alex, what do you mean? Marcus hesitated, then spoke quietly. Marcus, I saw myself last night. Alex felt his stomach tighten. Marcus continued. I woke up around 3 in the morning and saw someone standing in my bedroom. At first I thought it was an intruder. Then I realized it was me. The thing looked exactly like me. Same face, same clothes, everything. Alex said nothing. The memory of the blood-stained double returned instantly. Marcus kept talking. It just stood there staring. Then it smiled. The smile wasn't right. No human can smile like that. Alex gripped the phone harder. Alex, what happened next? Marcus fell silent for several seconds. When he finally answered, his voice was barely audible. Marcus, it walked into my mirror. Alex froze. A wave of dread swept through him. The curse was spreading. That evening, Alex searched deeper into the history of the mirror. Hours became an entire night. Finally, he discovered something hidden within an old university archive. A collection of handwritten journals from the late 1800s. One journal belonged to a traveling archaeologist named Samuel Pierce. According to his writings, he discovered a strange mirror inside an underground chamber beneath an abandoned monastery in Eastern Europe. The monks had sealed the object away centuries earlier. They called it the Reflection Gate. Samuel described numerous warnings carved into stone walls surrounding the mirror. One message appeared repeatedly: the other side watches. Another warning was even more disturbing: when the reflection learns your face, it will seek your place. Reread the sentence several times. Seek your place. What did that mean? As he continued reading, he found the answer. The mirror supposedly connected two realities. One world belonged to humanity, the other belonged to something else. Entities existed there, creatures capable of observing people through reflections. If one of those entities spent enough time studying a person, it could eventually replace them. The original victim would be dragged into the mirror world, while the creature assumed their identity. Alex felt sick. His reflection, the strange smiles, the independent movements, everything suddenly made sense. Something had been studying him, learning him, copying him, preparing. 3 days later, Marcus disappeared. Police found his apartment empty. No signs of struggle, no evidence, no clues. Only one strange detail. Every mirror inside the apartment had shattered. Alex knew exactly what had happened. The creature had taken him. The realization filled him with guilt. Marcus had become involved because of him. Now he was gone, possibly trapped somewhere beyond the mirror, or worse. Alex spent the next week investigating every lead he could find. Eventually, he located another person connected to the cursed mirror, an elderly woman named Eleanor Hayes. She lived alone in rural Washington. After several phone calls, she reluctantly agreed to meet him. Alex drove 6 hours to reach her home. The woman looked nearly 80 years old, yet her eyes carried a strange intensity. She listened carefully as Alex explained everything. When he finished, she nodded slowly. "You found the mirror," she said. Alex swallowed. "You know about it," he said. "Not the window itself. The reflection within it. My husband found that mirror 40 years ago." Alex leaned forward. What happened? Tears appeared in her eyes. He wasn't the same after that. His reflection changed. He began hearing voices, seeing things. Then one day he vanished. just vanished. Alex hesitated. "Did you ever see the creature?" The elderly woman nodded. "Every night, for 3 months, I saw it standing behind him in reflections. Watching, learning, waiting." Alex felt cold. What happened to it? Eleanor looked directly at him. "Nothing. It's still alive, still hunting. It never stops." The room became silent. Then the old woman opened a drawer and removed a worn leather notebook. "Take this." Alex accepted it carefully. "Whose journal is this?" "My husband's. The final pages contain everything he learned. Maybe enough to save you, maybe not." Alex spent the entire drive home reading. Most entries described encounters with the mirror entities, but the last pages contained something different. A ritual. According to the journal, the reflection gate could be sealed. However, doing so required entering the mirror realm itself. The original gateway had to be closed from the other side. No one who attempted it had ever returned. Alex stared at the final sentence. "If you wait too long, the creature becomes stronger than the original. Once that happens, the exchange is permanent." Alex felt dread settle into his chest. Time was running out. That night, he awoke to a familiar sound. Not from a door. From inside the walls. Thud, thud, thud. The noise echoed throughout the apartment. Alex grabbed a flashlight. The knocking continued, moving through different rooms. Sometimes behind him, sometimes above him, sometimes beneath the floor. Then it stopped. A voice emerged from the darkness. His own voice. "Alex." He turned slowly. Standing at the end of the hallway was himself. The double looked perfect. Every detail identical, except the eyes. Pure black. The creature smiled. "You've been difficult to replace." Alex backed away. The thing stepped forward. "Soon, it won't matter." Alex ran toward the kitchen. The creature followed calmly, almost casually, as though it already knew the outcome. Alex grabbed a knife. The double laughed. "You still think this is your world?" The voice sounded wrong now. Several voices speaking together, human and inhuman at the same time. The creature tilted its head. "Do you know what waits beyond the mirror?" Alex remained silent. The smile widened. "Your friend knows." Marcus screamed beautifully. Rage exploded inside Alex. He charged forward. The knife struck the creature's chest. Nothing happened. No blood, no wound. The creature looked down, almost amused. Then it grabbed Alex by the throat. The strength was unbelievable. Alex felt himself lifted from the ground. The double's face moved closer. "Soon, you will see the other side, and when you do, you will beg never to return." The lights suddenly exploded. Every bulb in the apartment shattered. Darkness consumed everything. The creature vanished. Alex collapsed onto the floor, gasping for air. Silence returned. But he knew one thing with absolute certainty. The creature was no longer hiding. It was preparing for the final exchange. And somewhere beyond the mirrors, hundreds of eyes were watching him, waiting, learning. Alex did not sleep after the encounter. The creature had touched him. Its fingers had wrapped around his throat. Its voice still echoed inside his head. Worst of all, it knew things it should not have known. It knew about Marcus. It knew about the mirror realm. And it seemed completely confident that Alex would eventually lose. That confidence terrified him more than anything else. The next morning, he packed supplies into his truck. Flashlights, batteries, food, rope, a handgun, and Eleanor's notebook. The journal offered only one chance. The gateway had to be sealed from the other side. If he failed, the creature would replace him permanently. Alex knew there was no other option. The abandoned house awaited him once again. By sunset, he arrived at the forest. Dark clouds hung above the trees. The air felt unusually cold. Even the birds were silent, as though nature itself feared the place. Alex stepped from the truck and stared at the house. Something had changed. The building looked older, more damaged. The walls seemed darker. The windows resembled empty eye sockets, watching him, waiting for him. A strong feeling told him to leave, to get back in the truck and drive away. But he ignored it. Too many people had already disappeared. Marcus, Henry Graves, dozens of others. If he walked away now, the creature would continue hunting. He entered the house. Immediately the temperature dropped. His breath became visible. The silence felt unnatural, not peaceful. Alex climbed the staircase slowly. Every step groaned beneath his weight. The hallway seemed longer than before. Far longer. The bedroom door stood open at the end. Darkness filled the room beyond. He approached carefully, then stopped. Something stood inside. A person. Alex raised his flashlight. The figure stepped into view. Marcus. Alex nearly dropped the light. His friend looked pale, thin, terrified. Marcus stared at him with wide eyes. "Help me." The words emerged as a desperate whisper. Alex rushed forward. Marcus. Before he reached him, something felt wrong. Marcus was standing in front of the broken mirror frame. Yet his reflection appeared behind him. Inside the darkness beyond the frame, the reflection smiled. Marcus did not. Alex froze. The real Marcus suddenly screamed, "Run!" Instantly, the reflection lunged forward. A black arm shot from the darkness. Its fingers pierced straight through Marcus's chest. Blood sprayed across the room. Marcus let out a horrific cry. Then both he and the arm vanished into the darkness. The bedroom became silent again. Alex stood motionless, his heart hammering. Tears filled his eyes. He had been too late. Marcus was gone. Maybe he had been gone for days, maybe weeks. The creature had only shown him that scene to cause pain, to weaken him. Alex clenched his fists. No more. He walked toward the shattered gateway. The darkness beyond looked endless, like a tunnel descending into infinity. Fear screamed inside him. Every instinct begged him not to enter. But he stepped forward anyway, and crossed through. The world disappeared. For a moment, Alex felt weightless, falling, spinning, drifting through darkness. Then his feet struck solid ground. He collapsed onto cold stone. Several seconds passed before he opened his eyes. The sight before him stole his breath. The mirror realm. It stretched endlessly beneath a black sky. Massive structures rose in every direction. Twisted buildings, crooked towers, cities made from reflective glass. Everything looked familiar and wrong at the same time, like a distorted version of Earth created from nightmares. The sky contained no stars, only giant reflections. Thousands of floating mirrors suspended overhead, each showing images of people living normal lives. People brushing their teeth, driving cars, watching television, sleeping, being watched. Alex realized what he was seeing. The mirrors connected to the human world. Every reflection was a window. Every mirror on Earth was being observed. The realization made him feel sick. A distant scream echoed across the landscape. Then another. Then hundreds more. Alex turned toward the sound. Far away he saw movement. Human figures running through the streets. Dozens of them, perhaps hundreds. They were being chased. Tall shadow creatures moved behind them. The same creatures from his nightmares. Their black eyes glowed in the darkness. Their enormous smiles stretched impossibly wide. Alex immediately understood. The missing people, they were here. Trapped, hunted. Creatures were not merely replacing humans. They were keeping the originals alive, using them somehow. The thought horrified him. As Alex moved forward, he noticed strange writing carved into the ground. Symbols identical to those on the mirror's frame. The symbols appeared everywhere, covering roads, walls, buildings. They seemed to pulse faintly, almost alive. Suddenly, a voice spoke behind him. "You finally came." Alex spun around. His blood ran cold. The blood-stained version of himself stood only a few feet away. The same double he had seen inside the mirror. The same one who warned him. For several moments, neither spoke. Then the double sighed. "You should not be here." Alex tightened his grip on the flashlight. "Who are you?" The double looked sad. "I am you, or what remains of you." Alex stared. "That makes no sense." The double laughed bitterly. "You think you are the first, Alex. The first version, the original. You are not." The words hit him like a punch. "What?" The double stepped closer. "The creature has been doing this for centuries. Every replacement creates another reflection, another copy, another prisoner. The mirror world is full of them." Alex struggled to understand. "Are you saying you were once me?" "Yes, and before me there were others." The double pointed toward the distant city. Thousands of them. The same face, the same life, the same fate. Alex felt dizzy. The implication was horrifying. How many times had this cycle repeated? Had already lost. Double looked toward the black sky. "The creature ruling this place is ancient, older than any civilization. It does not simply replace humans. It feeds on identity, on memory, on existence itself." Alex swallowed hard. "How do I stop it?" The double hesitated, then pointed toward the horizon. Far away stood a tower unlike the others. A gigantic structure of black glass, reaching into the darkness above. The tower seemed endless, like a spear piercing the sky. "The heart mirror," the double whispered. "The first gateway. Destroy it, and the connection between worlds collapses." Alex nodded slowly. "Then, that's where I'm going." The double's expression darkened. "You won't reach it easily. The ruler knows you are here." As if summoned by those words, a roar echoed across the landscape. The ground trembled. The sky mirrors vibrated. The screams in the distance intensified. Alex looked up. Something enormous moved above the city. A shadow larger than any building. Its shape shifted constantly, changing every second. Human, animal, monster, none of them, all of them. Black eyes opened across its body. Hundreds, thousands, each staring directly at Alex. The creature had noticed him. The double cursed under his breath. "Run! Now!" The ground exploded nearby. A massive claw erupted from the darkness. Alex sprinted. The double followed. Behind them came a roar powerful enough to shake the entire world. Buildings shattered. Mirrors cracked. The sky itself seemed to fracture. Alex ran through ruined streets, past terrified prisoners, past creatures hunting their prey, past endless reflections of himself. Everywhere he looked, he saw mirrors, and inside every mirror something watched, something hungry. The tower remained visible in the distance, a tiny black spike against the endless horizon. His only hope, his only destination. But deep inside he knew the truth. Reaching the tower would be difficult. Destroying it would be nearly impossible. Because the thing ruling the mirror realm had finally awakened, and it was coming for him. The roar followed Alex across the mirror realm. It shook buildings, cracked streets, sent thousands of frightened prisoners running through the endless city of glass. Above everything towered the gigantic shadow, the ruler of the mirror realm. Its massive form shifted constantly. One moment it resembled a human, the next a beast, then something so unnatural Alex could not even describe it. Hundreds of black eyes covered its body. Every single one focused on him. The creature knew exactly where he was. The double grabbed Alex by the arm. "Move!" Alex followed him through a maze of shattered structures. The streets twisted in impossible directions. Some roads climbed vertically into the sky. Others folded back into themselves. The entire realm seemed alive, as though reality itself obeyed different rules here. Several times Alex glanced behind them. Each time he saw more shadow creatures appearing. Tall figures with enormous smiles, running silently through the darkness. They moved with terrifying speed, like predators closing in on wounded prey. "How far is the tower?" Alex shouted. The double looked ahead. "Far. Too far if we keep running like this." "Then what do we do?" The double stopped suddenly. His expression became grim. "We fight." Before Alex could respond, the first creature appeared. It dropped from a nearby building, landing directly in front of them. Its black eyes glowed. Its grin stretched almost across its entire face. A second creature emerged, then a third, then dozens. The street quickly filled with them. They surrounded Alex from every direction, watching, smiling, waiting. Doubles stepped forward. "Run when I tell you." Alex frowned. "What are you going to do?" The double smiled sadly. "Something I should have done a long time ago." The nearest creature lunged. The double charged toward it. The two collided violently. To Alex's shock, the creature flew backward, crashing through a glass wall. The double turned. Now, Alex ran. Behind him, chaos erupted. Roars, screams, shattering glass. The sounds faded as distance grew. Yet Alex already knew the truth. The double was sacrificing himself, buying time. For the first time since entering the mirror realm, Alex felt genuine grief. The double had once been another victim, another version of himself, and now he was likely dying to save him. Alex pushed forward. Hours seemed to pass, or perhaps minutes. Time felt different here, impossible to measure. Eventually he reached a vast open area, a gigantic plaza made entirely of reflective stone. Thousands of people stood there, motionless, silent. Alex approached cautiously. The closer he got, the worse the scene became. Every person appeared alive, yet their eyes were empty, their faces emotionless, like mannequins, like shells. Alex moved among them. A teenage boy, an elderly woman, a businessman, a mother holding a child, all frozen, all staring forward. Then he noticed something horrifying. Their reflections were missing. The polished ground beneath them reflected nothing. The people had no reflections at all. Voice suddenly spoke behind him. They lost themselves. Alex spun around. A woman stood nearby. Unlike the others, her eyes still showed awareness. Fear, pain, humanity. "Who are you?" Alex asked. The woman looked exhausted. "My name is Sarah. I've been trapped here for 12 years. Alex stared. She nodded. "Maybe longer. Time doesn't work normally here." Alex gestured toward the silent crowd. "What happened to them?" Sarah looked away. "The ruler feeds on identity. First it steals your reflection, then your memories, then your sense of self. Eventually, nothing remains. Only an empty body." Alex felt sick. Thousands of prisoners filled the plaza, maybe millions beyond it. Entire lives erased, entire existences consumed. Can they be saved? Sarah hesitated, then shook her head. Not once they reached this stage. Alex lowered his gaze. The reality was worse than he imagined. The creature wasn't merely replacing humans, it was devouring them. Slowly, completely. Sarah suddenly grabbed his arm. "You need to leave. Now." Alex frowned. "Why?" The woman pointed upward. Alex looked. His blood froze. Every mirror in the sky now displayed his face. Thousands of floating reflections, all staring directly at him. The ruler was searching. The ruler was close. Then the screaming began. The empty prisoners suddenly opened their mouths. Across the plaza. The sound was unbearable. Alex covered his ears. The ground started shaking. Cracks spread across the reflective stone. Sarah's face turned pale. "It's here." The center of the plaza exploded. Black glass erupted into the air. A colossal arm emerged from below. Then another. Then another. The ruler rose from the darkness beneath the city. Alex finally saw its true size. The thing was enormous, larger than skyscrapers. Its body constantly shifted between forms. Faces appeared and disappeared across its skin. Thousands of faces, human faces, victims, people it had consumed. The creature looked down at Alex. A gigantic smile formed, and for the first time, it spoke. Alex. The voice echoed across the realm. Millions of voices speaking together. The sound nearly knocked him to the ground. You belong to me. The creature reached toward him. Alex ran. Buildings collapsed behind him, entire streets shattered beneath the monster's movements. The ruler pursued relentlessly. Each step triggered earthquakes. Alex sprinted through the city, dodging falling debris, leaping across cracks, barely staying ahead. The tower remained visible, closer now, yet still distant. Then something unexpected happened. Figures emerged from nearby streets. Dozens of people, then hundreds, prisoners, survivors. They rushed toward the ruler, attacking it, distracting it. Some threw pieces of glass, others climbed its enormous body. None could truly hurt it, but they slowed it. Why are they helping me? Alex shouted. An old man running beside him answered, Because you're the first person who ever reached this far. The old man smiled. If you succeed, maybe we all go home. Those words struck Alex deeply. For the first time, he understood what was at stake. Not only his own life. Everyone trapped here depended on him. Every prisoner, every victim, every stolen soul. Failure was no longer an option. Hours later, Alex finally reached the tower. It dwarfed everything around it. Black glass stretched upward forever. The structure reflected nothing, not even light. An enormous doorway stood open at its base. Darkness waited beyond. Alex entered. The interior resembled a cathedral. Endless columns, endless mirrors, endless silence. At the center stood something unexpected. A child. A little girl, perhaps 8 years old. She sat alone beside a black mirror, drawing pictures in the dust. Alex approached carefully. Who are you? The child looked up. Her eyes were completely black. The ruler made this form because humans trust children. Alex immediately stepped back. The girl smiled. You came farther than most. Alex remained silent. The child stood. Around her, the mirrors began changing. Each displayed scenes from Alex's life. His childhood, his family, his friends. Every memory, every experience. The child walked slowly around him. Do you know why humans are easy to replace? Alex didn't answer. Because identity is fragile. People think they know who they are. But memories can be copied. Voices can be copied. Faces can be copied. Everything can be copied. The smile widened. Everything except suffering. Alex frowned. What? The child laughed. Pain creates individuality. Pain makes souls unique. That is why we feed. The mirrors suddenly showed Marcus, screaming, crying, begging. Then other victims, thousands of them. The ruler had fed on their suffering for centuries. Alex felt rage building inside him. The child noticed. Good. Hatred is delicious. The room trembled. The little girl began transforming, growing taller, longer, more monstrous. Black limbs stretched outward. Eyes opened across her skin. The ruler revealed its true presence. You cannot destroy the heart mirror, it whispered. Alex looked beyond the creature, at the enormous black mirror standing behind it. The source, the first gateway, the heart mirror. He finally found it. The creature followed his gaze and smiled. Unfortunately for you, destroying it requires a sacrifice. Alex remembered Eleanor's journal, the final pages, the warning. Nobody who closed the gateway ever returned. The ruler laughed. Now you understand. To destroy the heart mirror, someone must remain inside when it collapses. Alex's heart sank. The cost, the final price, his own life. The creature stepped closer. Join me, instead, forever. become part of something greater. Alex stared at the heart mirror, then at the countless trapped reflections inside it. Millions of faces, millions of victims, waiting, hoping, praying. He made his decision. The ruler immediately sensed it. Its smile vanished. "No," the monster hissed. Alex started running toward the heart mirror. The creature roared. The entire tower shook violently. Glass exploded everywhere. Shadow creatures poured from every wall. Hundreds, thousands, charging toward him. Alex ran faster. The heart mirror grew closer, closer, closer. Then the ruler struck. A massive claw slammed into Alex. The impact launched him across the cathedral. Pain exploded through his body. Several ribs cracked instantly. Blood filled his mouth. The ruler approached slowly. "You would sacrifice yourself for strangers." Alex forced himself to stand. "Yes." The creature looked genuinely confused, as though it could not understand the concept. And that confusion gave Alex hope, because monsters that cannot understand humanity often underestimate it. The ruler lunged. Alex dodged, barely. The battle for the heart mirror had begun. The ruler lunged toward Alex. The entire cathedral shook beneath its enormous weight. Black glass shattered across the floor. Columns collapsed. The tower itself groaned, as though reality could no longer support the monster's existence. Alex forced himself upright. Every breath sent pain through his ribs. Blood dripped from the corner of his mouth. Yet he refused to stop. The heart mirror stood only a short distance away. Beyond its dark surface, countless faces stared back at him. Millions of trapped souls, millions of victims, waiting for freedom. The ruler towered over him. Its body shifted constantly. Faces emerged from its flesh, screaming, crying, begging. Some appeared for only seconds before sinking back into the darkness. The creature raised a massive claw. "You cannot win." The voice echoed like thunder. Alex wiped blood from his lips. "Maybe not, but you can lose." The ruler roared. The sound shattered dozens of nearby mirrors. Shadow creatures flooded into the cathedral. Thousands of them. They poured from walls, floors, ceilings, every direction. An endless army. Alex knew he could never fight them all. The goal was not survival anymore. The goal was reaching the heart mirror. Nothing else mattered. He ran. The creatures charged. A shadow lunged toward him. Alex dodged. Another grabbed his shoulder. He slammed it into a broken column. A third creature tackled him. Both crashed across the floor. The thing opened its enormous mouth. Rows of black teeth appeared inside. Alex grabbed a shard of glass and drove it into the creature's eye. The monster screamed. Dark liquid spilled across the floor. Alex pushed it away and continued running. The ruler watched, not worried, not afraid, confident. The creature still believed victory was inevitable. Then something unexpected happened. Voices echoed throughout the cathedral. Human voices, hundreds of them, then thousands. Alex looked around. The mirrors lining the walls were changing. Faces appeared inside them. Real faces. Prisoners. Victims. The trapped souls had awakened. The ruler noticed too. Its smile vanished. "No." The creature suddenly sounded afraid. The faces inside the mirrors began striking the glass from within. Again, and again, and again. Cracks spread across every surface. The prisoners were fighting back. The ruler roared furiously. Thousands of shadow creatures turned away from Alex. They rushed toward the mirrors, trying to stop the rebellion, trying to contain the trapped souls. The distraction gave Alex exactly what he needed. A chance. He sprinted toward the heart mirror. The massive gateway loomed ahead. Darkness swirled beneath its surface. The ruler realized his intention. A gigantic arm shot toward him. Alex jumped. The claw missed by inches. The floor exploded behind him. He rolled across broken glass, and forced himself back up. The heart mirror was directly ahead now. Only a few more steps. The ruler roared again. Its entire body surged forward. The creature no longer cared about the prisoners, no longer cared about anything except stopping Alex. Massive pieces of the ceiling crashed down. Columns shattered. Entire sections of the tower broke apart. Reality itself seemed unstable. Alex reached the heart mirror. For the first time, he stood directly before it. The surface looked alive, moving, breathing, watching. Countless faces floated beneath the glass. Marcus was there. Henry Graves, Sarah, thousands more. Their eyes filled with hope. The ruler stopped several yards away. Something had changed. For the first time, Alex saw fear inside its countless eyes. The creature spoke quietly, almost gently. "You do not understand what will happen." Alex stared at it, then explained. The ruler hesitated. "Destroy the heart mirror, and this realm dies. Everything connected to it dies, including you." "I know." The creature stepped closer. "You fear death. All humans fear death." Alex thought about that, then shook his head. "Not as much as I fear becoming you." For a moment, silence filled the cathedral. The ruler stared at him, trying to understand, trying to comprehend a choice based on sacrifice rather than self-preservation. Finally it spoke. "You are strange." Alex laughed weakly. "Humans usually are." The creature screamed in rage. The entire tower shook violently. Alex knew there was no more time. He turned toward the heart mirror and placed both hands against its surface. Immediately, agony surged through his body. The mirror wasn't glass. It felt alive, like touching a living thing. Marcus stepped forward. His expression calm now. "You can still leave." Alex smiled sadly. "No." Marcus nodded. Then, "Thank you." The prisoners gathered behind him. Millions of souls filling the darkness. Watching. Waiting. Alex remembered his life. His childhood. His family. The roads he traveled. The photographs he took. The dreams he never finished. He wished he had more time. But regret changed nothing. The ruler rushed forward. "No." Alex pushed harder against the heart mirror. Cracks spread across the surface. Thin black lines appeared. Then more, and more. The entire gateway trembled. The ruler screamed. The sound shook the realm. Every mirror in existence began cracking simultaneously. Across the mirror realm, across Earth, across every connected reflection. The system was collapsing. The creatures panicked. Shadow beings fled in every direction. The city began falling apart. Buildings crumbled. Roads split open. The black sky fractured. Alex kept pushing. Blood streamed from his hands. The cracks spread faster. The heart mirror was breaking. The ruler reached him. A massive claw wrapped around his body. Pain exploded through him. Bones cracked. His vision blurred. Yet he continued pushing. The ruler screamed directly into his face. "Stop!" Alex smiled and pushed one final time. The heart mirror shattered. A blinding explosion erupted throughout the cathedral. White light flooded everything. The ruler released him instantly. The first time the monster looked terrified. The light consumed the tower, consumed the city, consumed the mirror realm itself. The faces trapped within the heart mirror began rising into the sky. Millions of souls ascending together, free at last. Marcus looked at Alex one final time, then disappeared into the light. The ruler tried to escape, but there was nowhere left to run. The realm itself was collapsing. The creatures dissolved one by one, their bodies turning into dust, their screams fading into silence. The ruler stared at Alex, its countless eyes filled with hatred and fear. Then the monster shattered, like broken glass. Its body exploded into billions of fragments, vanishing forever. The mirror realm died with it. Alex felt himself falling. The light surrounded him completely. Warm, peaceful, endless, he closed his eyes and waited. Somewhere far away, a mirror cracked, then another, and another. Across the world, mirrors shattered without explanation. Millions of people witnessed the phenomenon. Scientists searched for answers. None ever came. No one understood what truly happened, except a handful of survivors. People who had once disappeared. People who suddenly reappeared months, years, or even decades after vanishing. Confused, but alive. Marcus was one of them. He returned to Earth standing in the ruins of the abandoned house. Rescuers later described him as shocked, but healthy. When questioned about where he had been, he could never fully explain. Some truths were too impossible to describe. The abandoned Victorian house collapsed shortly afterward. The forest eventually reclaimed the land. Nature buried the nightmare, or so people believed. 1 year later, Marcus visited a small photography exhibit in Portland. A local artist had organized a collection of anonymous photographs discovered under mysterious circumstances. Most visitors paid little attention, but Marcus froze when he saw one particular image. It showed a road stretching into the sunset. Simple, beautiful, peaceful. The photographer's name was unknown, yet Marcus immediately recognized the style. Alex. Marcus felt tears forming. Beneath the photograph sat a small handwritten note. Only one sentence. If you are seeing this, then the mirrors are finally silent. Marcus stared at the message for a long time, then smiled, because he understood. Alex never returned. His body was never found. His name never appeared in the news. Officially, he simply vanished. Another unsolved mystery, another missing person. But Marcus knew the truth. Alex had saved them all. Every prisoner, every victim, every future target. The curse ended with him. Late that evening, Marcus left the exhibit. Rain fell gently from the sky. The streets were quiet, peaceful, normal. For the first time in years, he felt truly free. As he passed a store window, he noticed his reflection. He stopped briefly. Old habits, old fears. The reflection stared back normally. No black eyes, no unnatural smile, no movement, just himself. Marcus smiled. The reflection smiled too, exactly as it should. Then he walked away into the night, and the reflection remained only a reflection.